Hello everyone, welcome back once again. In this video we will explore Blazor WebAssembly inside the Visual Studio 2019. But before we get started, please make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't. So Blazor lets you build interactive web UIs using C# instead of JavaScript. Blazor applications are composed of reusable web UI components implemented using C#, HTML, and CSS. Both client and server code is written in C#, allowing you to share code and libraries. So, Blazor is a feature of ASP.NET, the popular web development framework that extends the .NET developer platform with tools and libraries for building web applications. So a Blazor web application can either run on the WebAssembly or the server. So Blazor can run your client-side code or C# code directly in the browser using WebAssembly because it's real .NET running on WebAssembly. You can reuse code and libraries from server-side parts of the application. So alternatively, Blazor can run your client logic on the server. The client UI events are sent back to the server using SignalR, a real-time messaging framework, once execution completes. The required UI changes are sent to the client and merged into the DOM. So the next is let's have a look at what a WebAssembly really is. So WebAssembly or Blazor WebAssembly is a single-page application framework for building interactive client-side web application with .NET. Blazor WebAssembly uses open web standards without plugins or code transpilation and works in all modern web browsers, including mobile browsers. Running .NET code inside web browser is made possible by WebAssembly, abbreviated WASM. WebAssembly is a compact bytecode format optimized for fast download and maximum execution speed. WebAssembly is an open web standard and support in web browser without plugins. So let's get started then. To open a project in WebAssembly, first obviously we need to open a Visual Studio 2019. At least a community version, which I have mine opened with a startup dialog. So to go ahead, we click on the create a new project. So here we've got the new project dialog being shown here. So if we look on the left side, we've got the recent project templates that I've actually opened. So basically, if you've opened any project recently, you have it here. But most of the time, if you've got the latest version of Visual Studio 2019 installed, it comes directly with a Blazor application template. So as you can see, it's written a project template for creating Blazor applications that run on the server in an ASP.NET Core app or in a browser on WebAssembly. So in this scenario, we're going to create the WebAssembly version of it. So we select the Blazor application and then click on the next. So here we've got the configure. Obviously, if you've been following my video, then you understand what this means. Here you can configure the project name, the location of the project, and the solution name. So once you're done with this bit, then you can click on this create button. So this will in turn open a new Blazor application dialog. So here you can select the configuration of the Blazor or the specific Blazor application that you want to build. In this scenario, we're going to select the Blazor WebAssembly application. And then we will not select any authentication. And we're not going to actually configure the HTTPS as well. So we're going to uncheck this button as well. So here we're just going to keep this bit clicked, and then we can click on the create. So as the creating project takes few moments to put all the project folders together. So I'm just, if it's going to take some time, just going to pause it while the whole thing loads, then I'll just come back again. So as you can see here now, we've got the project pretty much created with all the required folders. So we're just gonna have a quick look inside the folders. So as per any .NET Core application, there is the program.cs, which actually contains the basic configuration of a .NET Core application. So we're not going to look too much into this. It's just the usual stuff. But obviously, if you look at it, if you look here, we've got the builder that is actually referencing or is calling the WebAssembly host builder, and then create default with the arguments, right? So, we're just gonna look at what is actually going on in this WebAssembly application. We look at the pages here. So we've got a couple of like Blazor extensions. So basically, the client side or the UI coding is done in a Blazor extension. So we're just gonna look at the index.razor. So this has got nothing really. So we will look at the counter razor. So if we look here, so as you can see, we've got very simple HTML, but then we've got this the at code and then the curly bracket. So inside the curly bracket, we've got a C# code. So we've got this method increment counts that takes inside is a void here. It only adds 1 to this integer current count. So whenever this button is clicked, it's got on click method. So once it's clicked, then this method is called, and it actually add 1 to this current count. So the current count is actually referenced here, so it will be displayed here. So just normal stuff, yeah. And then we've got one more thing here. It's a fetch data. So this is actually simulating like getting a data or grabbing some JSON or whatever data types from or data objects from the server. But in this case, there is if we look inside the WW root, there is a folder sample data, which has got very simple JSON object data or JSON data. Once we look here, so we've got this protected override method, the uninitialized async, and this we set the forecast. We actually get the value, so it's just a simple HTTP get from JSON request. So here it's just an HTTP get request, so it actually references this link. So if it's getting from a web server, then you could actually put the web link. So once that bit is done, then we get a cast. We get this data type here, class weather forecast, that we're going to put that data in. So here, as you can see, we've got this forecast that actually populates the incoming data, and then we can display it here using the forecast method. The for each. So we can display the forecast data. So as you can see, it's a very simple stuff. So we're just going to run it to see what actually comes out of it here. So we click F5 or we click on this play button. So as you can see here now, we've got a very simple application with this is the index, the fetch data. So that actually gets the data, like the JSON data, then the count, the one I just explained. So once you click on the button, it adds 1. This is all done using the C# code. So I'm just going to leave it here, and I hope, like, based on this explanation, you'll be able to expand your knowledge on Blazor WebAssembly. So I've got lots of videos coming up, so please make sure you subscribe if you still haven't. And if you've done so, I wish you the best of luck. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Stay blessed and catch up on the next video. Bye bye.